Hello guys, welcome back to Tali's kitchen, and today we're going to learn how to make caterpillar bread rolls. Now this is an absolutely delicious snack made from bread dough and nicely spiced chicken stuffing. It is absolutely delicious, turned out nicely fluffy and soft, and the stuffing inside was just to die for. So without any further ado, let's learn how to get this done. To make our dough, we're going to start with 2 cups of all-purpose flour. Next up, I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of yeast. I'm also going to go ahead and add 1 teaspoon of salt and half a teaspoon of sugar. Up next, we're going to go ahead and add our melted margarine. Now you can use melted margarine or you can use melted butter, it's fine. So I'm using 1 tablespoon of melted margarine here. And then next up, I'm going to go ahead and add my cooking oil. So here we're doing exactly 2 tablespoons of cooking oil. So use your spatula to get everything out of your bowls. It's zero waste here, so make sure you're not wasting anything. We're also going to add half a beaten egg. Oh, okay, well, it's more than a half, but essentially it's just supposed to be half a beaten egg. So go in with your clean hands and mix everything up. And then we're going to go ahead and add a pinch of baking powder. So I'm using here approximately 1 3/4 cups of warm milk, and I'm just going to add it in bits just in case it gets too sticky. So just go ahead and add your milk in bits until you get a nice, beautiful, soft dough. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of milk here because it's clearly dry. And then now I'm going to start kneading. The kneading process is a little tasking, but nothing too heavy. So just take your time and knead your dough until you get a beautiful soft dough. So my dough here is looking really good. It's nice and soft, so I am really content. So I'm just going to cover this up with cling film, and then we're going to let it rise as we prepare our stuffing. So I'm using 1/4 kilograms of boneless chicken. Next up, I'm using green chilies. And then for the spices, I'm using 1 teaspoon of jeera powder, half a teaspoon of curry powder, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and half a teaspoon of coriander powder. And then I have here 1 shredded carrot and 1 large onion. So here I'm just boiling my chicken with some salt, some ginger, and some garlic. And once it's dried up, just go in with your fork and shred it up, or you can use a knife if you're more comfortable with that. So just add your cooking oil. And then we're going to go ahead and add in our spices here. Now for the spices, you don't have to strictly use what I'm using here. Go with what you like. Make the recipe your own. Up next, I'm going to add those green chilies that I diced. Of course, these are optional. If you don't like spicy food, do not add the green chilies. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my onions. So I'm just going to cook my onions for a very short amount of time. I don't want them to be overcooked. So just go ahead and cook this for about 1 minute to 30 seconds, and that's enough. Add your salt to taste and mix that in. And then up next, we're going to go ahead and add our shredded carrots. Now you don't want to overcook your carrots because you don't want the water to start coming out of them. So just cook this for about 15 seconds and then you can turn off your heat. Once your heat is off, go ahead and add your chopped coriander leaves and then just mix this in, and our stuffing is now ready. So it's been about 1.5 hours now, and my dough is ready. It's double in size, nicely proofed. So once your dough gets to this point, you know you're good to go. So we're just going to get this out of the bowl, and then we're going to knead this for a very short time. So we're going to go ahead and separate this into 3 equally sized balls. and then we're going to set the 2 aside and then start rolling out one of them. So take your time here, and the shape does not matter. So long as you come close to a circular shape, you're absolutely good to go. Don't spread it out too much. Just get about, I can say, close to maybe 1/4 of an inch thickness, and then you're good to go. So we're going to add our stuffing at the edge of our dough, just the way you can see on the screen, and then we're going to use a pizza cutter, or you can even use a knife if you don't have a pizza cutter, to cut the stripes, and you're only cutting this halfway. Next up, we're going to use that other half of the egg, and we're just going to use our brush to brush down the stripes, and then using your hands, just roll it in like so. Make sure you secure your edges so that your stuffing doesn't fall out, and then just roll it in. Next up, I'm going to prepare my baking tray, and I just wrap this with some margarine, or you can use butter if you have butter, and then dust it up with some flour. Carefully pick your bread roll and place it on your baking tray. Now at this point, we're going to shape it like a caterpillar, like so, and then we'll cover this and work on the rest of our dough. So I'm going to demonstrate again how to get this done. So just add sufficient flour on your dough, and then spread this out into something close to a circle, and then we'll go ahead and start placing our stuffing. Go ahead and place your stuffing on one of the edges, and then use a pizza cutter to cut out your stripes. Dust that down with some egg wash, and then use both your hands to roll this in. So make sure the stuffing doesn't spread to where the stripes are. Secure your edges, and then just finish rolling it in. Carefully place this on your baking tray, create that beautiful caterpillar shape, and then cover this and let this rise. So these have been rising for almost 1 hour now, and they're nicely proofed. So I'll go ahead and apply some egg wash, and then garnish this, and then we'll get baking. So for my garnish here, I'm using sesame seeds, and then I'm also using black seeds here, but at this point, make it your own. Use whatever garnish you have. So we're going to go ahead and bake this in the oven for 25 to 30 minutes at 180 degrees Celsius. Na matokeo ndiyo hayo. This turned out absolutely amazing, guys. Nicely fluffy. Just look at that. It is absolutely airy. The bread turned out gorgeous. The stuffing inside is absolutely to die for. Now this pairs absolutely great with some lemon juice. So add that on there and just have a bite. It turned out absolutely amazing. Pairs perfectly with ketchup as well. Guys, it's to die for. That's all I can say. So try out this recipe and let me know how it goes. Remember to follow, to like, and to subscribe, and I will see you all next time with another amazing recipe. Bye bye.